Hi, welcome to my channel. So if you've been watching these videos for a while, you'll know we've been trying as much as we can to kind of shift our household to be as kind of waste-free and plastic-free as we can. We are still very, very early days. I'm absolutely not a eco-conscious expert. I'm just trying to do what we can, trying to kind of like glean information from other people and copy other people's ideas. I've done a few videos already about a few of the changes we've already made. Today is all about reusable nappies. But I'd say the main thing that I've learned is to try and make little changes so that they actually last, rather than trying to make these big grand gestures and then just feel like you're failing. And so for me, I had a few reusable nappies in our drawer from when Jet was tiny. Jet's now potty trained, he's over 3. And they just sat in that drawer, and I used them now and again, but I never kind of actually went for it and gave them a proper chance. So I now have Jet, who's 3 and a few months, and Nova, who is 17 months, and we have finally made the transition. And I wouldn't say we've completely swapped over, because I'm just trying to keep that mentality that anything you do helps, and to not feel like if you're going to do reusables, then you can never go back and you can never use throwaway nappies. Obviously, the more you use reusables, I think the more you clock how many nappies you are throwing away. And so now, if I do put her in a throwaway nappy, it does make me feel a bit physically sick at the thought of throwing it away, but at least I know how few we're using now. Anyway, so what I'd say is we are using them full time, except at night. She's in a throwaway at night because I just find 12 hours, for me, a reusable doesn't seem to hold the wee. She also has throwaway nappies if she is being looked after by other people. It isn't really very often, or if my sister has that often, she'll have her reusables, and that's fine. This next week we're going on a holiday where she's going to be in a kids group, so I'll just put her in excuse me, so I'll just put her in throwaways. So those kind of things. It's not like we can never use throwaways again. So we've been using these nappies, which are Bambi Gnomeo. They have this fabric liner that you tuck in here, and it goes all the way the length of the nappy. And then I have this roll of liners that are just a really thin, they're compostable, completely eco-friendly liner. So you pull one off, lay it in the nappy, and then just put it on them. So that goes at the back, and it comes round, and it does up just with this Velcro at the front. Because it's one size fits all, there's also these little buttons if you want to make it like a smaller, in terms of the length, it's like a smaller nappy like that. So it goes on really easily. So in terms of them, the child, your baby, doing their business, I would put one of these on Nova with the liner, and then I would change her every couple of hours, and then obviously if she does a poo, change her as soon after she's done a poo as possible. So if she's done a poo, that was the main thing for all these years that has put me off using reusables, and it has been basically an anticlimax because it's really easy, really straightforward, nowhere near as gross. I haven't ever had poo on my hand. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's really not a big deal. First of all, if I'm just changing her because she just needs a fresh one, she's done a wee, then all I do is take this away and I put it straight in their nappy bin, pull out the liner so it's all a nice long nappy, and then I just put it in the nappy laundry bin, ready to go into the laundry. If it had been a poo, I have found these are so wide, these strips go slightly wider than the nappy, so they almost kind of stick out of the nappy slightly, so they really do cover the whole nappy when it's over their bottom. And I find every time this has just caught the poo really, really efficiently. So all you do is kind of lift up each end, and there's basically like a poo sat in there, and then I just drop the poo into the toilet, flush it away, and then put this in the nappy bin. I just put it straight in rather than into like a nappy bag. I empty their nappy bin at the end of every day, so I just put that straight in the nappy bin. You can see this one I've been a bit slack with using. Their Bambi Gnomeo, there's like a washing powder that you sit them in to soak until you wash them, and it's like a chlorine-free kind of bleach washing detergent. So you can sit them in those, they're like granules that you put in the water. So this is a nappy where I haven't been doing that with it, and so you can see it's got a bit of staining that's gone like a grey. But that is the kind of thing that would maybe be on the nappy if she's done like a really big poo. It feels very detailed. But if she'd done like a big poo, it'd be staining like that, but it's just like little marks of poo. It's not like actual pieces of poo, because the liner's been there. It's just, if it's like made its way through and it's just left, it's basically like skid marks, like gross, but that's kind of what it is, like on your potty trained children if they don't wipe their bottom properly. It's like that, so it's just like these little marks. If they're that fine, which it is normally what it is, I don't do anything with them. Again, I just pull out this bit that's inside and I just pop it straight into the nappy laundry bag to wait to be washed. If for some reason, maybe now and again, if she's been in it for longer, then maybe this might have scrunched up or moved around a bit and it might not have caught it as well, then yeah, all I do is with this over the sink, just pour a bit of water and just kind of rub it against itself if there's just any like extra bits to kind of wash away down the sink. That's very rare, and if there is, there's not much of it. Oh, and then you can also get extra ones, which I think is maybe for what they suggest doing overnight, is like you can buy these that are just an extra pad as well to add in. So in terms of them leaking, I think because I change her every couple of hours, we managed to avoid that. The one time she has leaked, actually, I put her down for a nap. She'd had one on already for like an hour. Then I put her down for a nap and she slept for 2.5 hours. And then when she woke up, it had leaked all, like, it had leaked down the sides of her leg. If I put her in a fresh one for a nap and she naps for like 2 hours, then normally that's fine. They definitely can leak. It's just about changing them every few hours just to avoid that happening. I'm gonna get a couple more of these and maybe just more often do, and then you could always add one of these on top, then the liner, and then put them in, then they've just got that even more bit of extra absorption. So yeah, in terms of poo, just nowhere near as messy as I thought it was gonna be. The liners are definitely a game changer. They make a big difference. Oh, and then if I'm out and about, changing them again is really straightforward, because baby changing places always have, you know, a sink and a bin, which is all you really need. And then I have a little bag. Annoyingly, Henry's out with the kids and he's got it with him in the changing bag. But I will put a little photo or video or something here, and I'll link everything below of where you could buy all this stuff. But yeah, in terms of like starting with reusables, all I'd say you need to buy a set of these. I'll talk in a bit about numbers, but a set of these, the liners, and then the only other thing is this bag that is basically a kind of waterproof nappy bag, so that if I'm out and I change their nappy, you put it in that and it kind of seals up and closes, so that you can then get home with your pooey or wee nappy. In terms of actually changing them out and about, it's exactly the same as home. Rinse it off in the sink if you need to, or just fold it straight up and put it in this little sealable wash bag, and that's it. Like, it honestly is so much more straightforward than I thought. And I think even if you just buy a couple, I remember actually when I initially tried to start testing it with Jet, he was in quite a routine with his poos, and he'd do a poo first thing in the morning. So often I'd wait for him to do his poo, then put him in a reusable so that I didn't have to face the poos. And also anytime I was going out, I then put him back in a throwaway, because I didn't want to do reusables out and about. So you can always start doing that kind of thing, like just try reusables just once in a day. And if you think that's then 7 nappies a week, 30 nappies in a month that you haven't used, it really does add up if you picture like a bin bag full of nappies, even just changing one a day. But in terms of quantity and numbers, because it is pricey, that's another thing I know is a really big thing that can put you off. I totally get it. Like Aldi and Lidl and these places that sell nappies for like £4 for 20 or something, and then these are £10–11. They're on offer at the moment in Asda. But for me, I just saw it as an investment. To be honest, it just got to the point where I just couldn't really sleep at night because I was just so stressed. I was so stressed about all the nappies I was throwing away, and so I just decided to just suck it up and spend that money. It doesn't end up being more expensive, but obviously it's this upfront fee, so it feels a lot more expensive. I think we have 8 at the moment, which isn't enough. Probably want to get another 4 more. I think 12 would be a good number. So at the moment, I'd say we get through around 4 or 5 in a day. I roughly have 2 days worth, just about. And then I tend to do a wash every other day. What I'm really aware of is that I've started all this in the summer, so then I'm putting it all outside and it's drying really quickly outside in the sun. So I am slightly apprehensive for the winter, and I think that is definitely when we're gonna need to get a few more. If they take a day to dry outside or in our flat because it's cold and raining outside, then I'm going to need a few more. But again, that's also why I'm trying not to be really harsh on myself. And if, you know, in the winter, if they are taking that bit longer to dry, to use one throwaway every now and again is not the end of the world. No one's gonna die. I know Bambi Gnomeo have like starter kits and things on their website, so I think there's probably somewhere they all work out as them being cheaper if you bulk buy them together. I'll try and find the best deals and link them below. Brand wise, I'm not loyal to Bambi Gnomeo. That's just the brand that I started with, and so now I'm just kind of sticking to. But I would be totally open to, if someone said that they used a brand that they think is better, then I'd... Yeah, I think that's it. It is an investment at first, but it really does even itself out. Don't be harsh on yourself. If you want to try, just get a couple of nappies, start testing out, see how it feels, try doing a nappy change out and about. I bet you'll just realise as well that it's like really not a big deal. And then for wiping them, I just use these from Bambi Gnomeo as well. And again, if we're out and about, I just chuck those into the dirty nappy wash bag. I've seen a few people recently cut up their old muslins into squares and start using those as reusable wipes, which is brilliant because I've got a drawer full of muslins that I haven't touched in ages. I think that's everything. I hope that's everything. If there's something that I've forgotten to mention, or if you feel like I haven't cleared up anything, then please do comment below. I hope that was useful. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely week and we'll see you soon. Peace out.